Hey, Eric, here we are doing a first lesson video. First and foremost, I might send you some stock videos that I sent to everyone called like how to hold the guitar and so forth, but you were in pretty good shape already. Just a reminder, I had you go feet on the floor, shoulder width apart, and you had the guitar right straight up and down, and we wanted to just turn it out a little bit. Not to the point where you can just see all the strings, but not literally straight up and down. Talking about maybe moving it a half an inch. And then slinging our arm around the instrument and resting on this bone, this big old bone. Isn't that my humorous on that, such that that's what steadies the instrument. We don't have to hold it up over here or anything. So first and foremost, maybe just pause your video and make sure you're in this good position where you can strum or pick comfortably with your hand over the sound hole. And strumming is loose wrist, mostly arm. So it's not just arm, nor is it a ton of wrist involvement. Cool, so just mess with that. Having done that, now let's talk about left-hand stuff. When you walked in, you were playing like this, like most people at first, for various reasons. So here are the adjustments we want to make. Rather than fretting with our palm up here like this, we want to have your thumb in a position like this. So I've just got the instrument in a grip like this, where my hand's still out in front of it, but I get the leverage from thumb over top that I need. We play in classical thumb position for certain things, like bar chords are literally impossible in thumb over top. But for first position chords, this is what you want, more or less. And letting go of a feeling of always wanting your palm to touch here that you might have. So try to get into that position and just play some G chords. Watch yourself for up here. G because it's all 6 strings. And combine that with just, so now we're going to do your rhythm 1, rhythm 2, rhythm 3. This is you just getting used to strumming the entire instrument, no left hand changes. If your left hand got tired, you could even just hit open strings. So wide range of motion, like we talked about during the lesson, such that like a golf swing, I don't golf, we hit all the strings with the same amount of velocity, same amount of attack as the guitar turn. So I'm just going down, not line it up here or just, and as we discussed in depth, at first when we're learning something, our motto is F rhythm, and I mean what that sounds like. Just I'm going over what I'm going to do when I actually set out to play this. So even something like this, it's tempting to turn it into a song that goes this long, when you can really just do 4 strums that take a minute and that's what gives you enough conscious focus to think about everything that we're doing. So try to start out in your memorization headspace, learning the dance steps, and then pause your video and get up to starting to feel less mechanical, more comfortable, just strumming down over and over again in rhythm eventually. Having done that, rhythm 2 is down, up, down, up. Up is just the exact correlate movement from down. Maybe it's got a little less wrist involvement. And there we go. We want the same thing to occur where, here's me just like. So we see me down as low as here and up as high as there. Yeah, so just down, up, etc. Or you could start with like. Whatever works for you. And again, clear distinction between memorize headspace, where you just go over it real quick, and then switching to the feel headspace of, okay, now I'm playing. So just pause your video, work on that. Having done those 2 now, rhythm 3 is going to be easy, and it's actually going to start sounding like music. So it's going to go half rhythm 1, half rhythm 2. Down, 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 up, down, up. And that'll sound like 1, 2, 3, and 4, and. So when you do this, let's introduce the concept of doing it once. It's really intuitive to just start looping the rhythm from the beginning. But what I want you to do now that we actually have a rhythm that takes any thinking about is go for one good focused attempt, then pause. Then do it again, then pause until your brain actually says, okay, that's something I can do now. Then do it twice total, meaning Do that once or twice. At that point, switching to looping it over and over again will just be a formality. And this is something I pay more attention to than a lot of teachers, order of operations, when we're learning this stuff so that we build muscle memory the right way. Things I didn't say for my first 10 years of doing this gig. A reminder, don't look at the page. There's nothing on there anymore. You can shift your focus back and forth as needed for whatever feels like you get the most concentration. Cool. So that strumming pattern, you can use those strumming patterns you can use for any chords that you want to. Let's say that you were going to use C. I'm going to introduce that concept of thumb muting. Our natural position, or for you, you were kind of like this. After I was like, don't be like that, which also involved, my bad, like a lemon between your body and your between your torso and your arm, in like this or anything. But that's what gets you from my arms against my body and it feels all over here to okay, this will work. Cool. So my bad not bringing that up till now, but we haven't played a 5-string chord till now. So what I'm doing to mute this string is just barely making contact with it, not pushing down such that I actually hear a musical note, nor touching it so lightly that it kind of sounds like a palm muted metal note, but just resting my finger on it such that we get just click. So then when we're strumming a C chord, we're going click. No, 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 no. And the way to check, well, just random aside, the way to check, am I getting this chord correctly or what's wrong, is to pick through one note at a time and figure out what's up. Cool, so there's this concept. Why don't you try to negotiate your hand into that position, keeping in mind the other technique concepts that we've already brought up, and just play your rhythm C now on the C chord, the rhythm 3 on the C chord. And you'll see that you're still just doing the same thing you were with G. We're going to click. No, 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 no. At some point, you're going to need to be able to hit, this, then these, and we're doing a bit of that in our next song. But there you go. You can play thumb defense while still being in this position, because it's really just a nominal change to be touching that string. So it's either everyone does that or you do it 100% of the time. But there we are. So same would go for a chord like A or B7 that we're going to learn in a minute, any of the 5 strings and down chords that are first position chords, not bar chords. So there's the good news, and that lets us err on the side of this wide range of motion that we're going for. So there's that. And also learning the names of the strings, interacting with the tablature, which one's a 6th string, etc. Cool. So maybe make a note of where the clock is in your video right now. And we'll start on our Johnny Cash song, where I'm going to go into a lot less depth about what order I want you to do things in, because just implied everything in the future that what I want you to do is pick one little teeny subsection, go over it with no rhythm, just like it's a list, until your head says, yeah, okay, I think I could take a shot at that, and then starting to do it in rhythm in our feel headspace, dance steps, dancing, right? So I'm not going to get that much into detail, but we're going to be going bass strum, like that. So when we're hitting these bass notes, we're going to be doing precise thing followed by big strum, and that's what we're doing here. And to hit just one note without hitting the strings beneath it, it needs to be a down and away pick, especially when you go to hit strings anyone but the 6th string, where there's like notes underneath it that you did by accident. So yeah, there you go. So before we try to play the actual rhythm, why don't you just try going and playing E now, E major, and also just going on its own. Just we'll get used to the hand movement of pick then strum, as well as pick then strum. Cool. And then our actual rhythm goes. In fact, if that down up that I threw in there is feeling difficult at all, just do strum until that gets easy, and then start adding the, which is what we did, the down up right there. Cool. So please pause and get good at just doing that for E to the point where it starts to feel less mechanical. And again, I want you to go for one good attempt through the whole thing, focused. Pause. Consider what you might have done wrong if there was go back, do it again, do that 2 to 5 times, and your brain's going to concede that, okay, I can do this. It's so intuitive to just want to play it right in rhythm and loop it from the beginning. So we're just playing troubleshoot defense against what those natural tendencies for anybody without added guidance. Cool. So, and then we got this A chord where it's like, the stereo instructions go like, these fingers move down, this finger comes over. We talked about wedging them all in there. And so yeah, and then we'll be going. And then back to E. And we have this chord B7 where our middle finger is an anchor, if you will. And we do this. It's on the page, so just take your time, wrestle yourself into B7 chord. And there I believe I threw in the down up after the first bass note. I went strumming, if memory serves. So there we go. And so please stop, just do the A, just do the B7. Right hand wise, they're both identical. B7, you might want to be sure you do this. Make sure you're getting all the notes successfully. And what might happen is that one of your other fingers could be touching the second string, or that your first finger might not quite fret, etc. So yeah, that's probably the highest degree of difficulty chord we've got. But you were playing it during the lesson, no problem. Great. And our song goes twice through E, once through A, back to E twice, then once through B, once through A, back to E. So here's one time through the whole thing, and I might embellish a little bit and do slightly different things. We do mean literally what's on the page, but don't look at the page, which speaks to how we're doing this. Let me go over it one attempt at a time, rather than looking at the page, trying to loop it right from the beginning. Cool. So like, second time. Twice. So just once. Back to E twice. 1B, rather. 1A. It's B7. But the real project is just getting good at the rhythm for each chord. Putting them all together is fun, but you can go like 1E, 4 A's, start with B7, it's all good. We just picked something that sounded like a song. And lots of Willie Nelson, Johnny Cash songs will have that bass drum type feel. But that's just us getting used to hitting single notes as well as full-on strumming. There you are. You have good guitar lessons, sir. It was a pleasure to meet you. And I'm going to see you Tuesday at 7. Cheers, man. Have a good rest of your weekend.